Hey guys, this is Chris from Indis. I'm playing Evil Genius, and I just wanted to throw a little video up so you guys could avoid making the same mistake I made the first time I tried to play this game. Um, I started looking after having trouble with too many agents showing up at my base and just doing nothing but managing those and trying to kill them and all that kind of stuff. I decided to start the game over and followed a couple of ideas from facts and videos that I saw. So I'm going to show you. This is my initial base design where I have not done a thing yet. I have no agents have showed up at the island, and I'm going to show you basically how to do that. When you start, you have very basic objectives. The first thing is to build a barracks. When you start your objectives, your fourth objective is to capture a maid. If as long as you don't capture that maid, you will be left alone by pretty much all agents. You'll get the initial inspectors that the objective tells you to kill, and then after that, they'll just leave you alone until you capture that maid. So that's what I've done so far. This is what I've got set up so far. I got this base design from a person on YouTube. I want to give him credit because it's a really good design. His name is humqmap. I'm not sure exactly how you say it. It's humqmap. If you're looking for good base designs, I highly suggest you guys check him out on YouTube. He's got some good stuff. So here, entering the base, the first thing you have is basically this useless corridor right here. And what this is used for is once I actually do capture the maid, if there's agents that are trying to break into my base, they will be tempted to come down this useless corridor and waste time. You can set doors to have certain levels of security on them, and if you have level 4, then you're going to have 2 guards posted outside. If they try and break into one of those doors, and either a camera or I think if a guard sees them, they will be automatically tagged for capture, and your people will take them out and bring them to security and put them in a holding cell. So right up above that is a corridor leading to security. Inside security, I got this idea from the YouTube video that I was telling you earlier. There's 2 freezers, so that if there's anybody in the holding cells that you decide to dispatch of, your minions can easily just carry them right over to this freezer, and they won't have to waste as much time. The more they're carrying a body, the more their stats take a hit. So having these freezers right here makes it so that they don't take as much of a hit on their stats when they're carrying your guys away. Probably the most important room in the beginning is the barracks, and the barracks should be pretty big because for each locker you have in your barracks, it adds 1 person to your total minion count. Right now I've got 50 as my total minion count. Your minion count will increase as you do acts of infamy and increase your notoriety. So this is just basically additional on there. The beds are so that the workers can sleep and replenish their stamina, basically. Also, there's another freezer in here. This is basically the one that's going to be used the most, and this is something else I got from the YouTube videos that I was telling you about. Above the barracks is your control room. You need to have a lot of control panels. That way you can see more information about what's on the world map. I've got everything filled in right now. A lot of these will be question marks when you first start because without enough control panels and memory storage units, you will not find this information out. Above that is my strong room, and yeah, I've got a ton of gold, and I'll tell you how I got to that point later on. Above that is a very small power room. What's going to happen when you first start building your base is you're only going to have 20 power units down here for power, and you're going to go through that real quick. The lights will go out, and then all of a sudden you'll have the ability to build this power plant and put generators in here. This long corridor is actually leading to my main power plant, which is up at the top out of the way, where I've got a lot more power generators going. Something else that I like to do is build a little trap room so that when agents show up, they'll be tempted to come into this trap room, and there's some traps in here that as soon as they try and cross over these pressure plates, these blowers will shoot them all the way across the room into these gas tanks. So that's just something to keep the agents out of my hair. So that's pretty much it. As I said, I have done nothing yet. This is before even starting to actually go out into the world and do acts of infamy and stuff like that. Getting this much gold is really simple. When you have the more guys you have here, the more you can send out into the world after you build a control room. Once you build a control room, send a bunch of guys out to the Midwest over here. And I've got 21 workers and my henchmen out here, and I'm pulling in 10,000 per minute. And basically, I've had some errands to run today. I started this guy up. I put these guys out here and left, came back, and I've got $3.2 million to spend now. So that's just a little hint to get you going. One of the things that you should notice is after you actually capture that maid, about every 10 minutes, an agent of justice will show up in the continent, in the area that you're stealing from, and they can take out your minions. That doesn't happen until you capture that maid. So I've had these guys here the entire time, and nobody's bothered me. So that's just to give you an idea of a way to get started. Hopefully this will help you guys out. I wish I would have had something like this when I first started the game, because my first playthrough has not been good. That's why I'm starting over. Just too many agents coming after me. So hope you're enjoying Evil Genius, and goodoldgames.com, that's where I got it, and this is our good old distraction for the month of August. So check it out.